The Villa restaurant is in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. But it is the place most people in Altoona consider to be Altoona's top restaurant. Its menu is as elaborate as the menu at Lindy's in New York, and the very best people in Altoona frequently have to wait for tables. This accolade is a quote taken from an article written in March 1953 by the late Dorothy Kilgallen, a columnist for Good Housekeeping magazine, titled A Big Night in Altoona. The article appeared in the magazine shortly after she dined at the Villa while on assignment in the area. This well-known restaurant and grill was one of the few family-owned and operated businesses in the Tyrone area that remained in continuous service to the community over a period of more than 4 decades, but not without hardships and heartbreak. The story of the Villa and Tyrone's Panisetti family starts in 1920 when Dominic and Santa Panisetti, with their 5 children, James, Anthony, Joseph, Jane, and Margaret, came to Tyrone from Johnstown. Upon arrival in Tyrone, Mr. Panisetti bought and operated a fruit market in the former Saucer property beside the Pastime Theater. It's right across from 10th Street, from what later became the Villa restaurant. A year later, Mr. Panisetti purchased the Coons Candy Factory building, which is located across 10th Street between the Hoover and Stanley Meat Market and the German building, where he operated a fruit market and Italian grocery store until his death in 1935. Mrs. Panisetti continued with the grocery store until January 1936, when it was decided to specialize in Mrs. Panisetti's spaghetti sauce recipe, which was in great demand by many of the grocery store customers. On March 7, 1936, another venture was started. The first Panisetti restaurant was opened in the rear of the grocery store. At that time, the restaurant patrons selected their own macaroni or spaghetti from the display counter in the store. Then it was prepared and served. Then disaster struck. The St. Patrick's Day flood, March 17, 1936, completely demolished both the store and the restaurant after only 10 days of operation. Although it was a horrible blow to the family's dreams, the Panisetti family, along with hundreds of neighbors and friends, decided to get to work and rebuild. It was decided to discontinue the store, but to rebuild and reopen the business as a restaurant and bar to be known as the Villa. On April 20th, 1936, the Villa opened its doors to the public. The original, unique Spanish-style frontal design and cozy interior proved so popular that it was maintained virtually unchanged through the years. In 1939, the Hoover and Stanley building was purchased, thus making it possible to add larger dining and kitchen facilities. A need for additional party and banquet areas became evident in the years that followed. So, in 1948, the adjoining building that housed the Salvation Army was acquired, and the dining lounge was added. This gave the Villa a well-rounded restaurant operation made up of 3 rooms, each with its unique decorative scheme. Most Tyroners and many others in Pennsylvania would agree that the Villa became an important part of the town and a way of life to lovers of fine food. The Villa cuisine ranged from live Maine lobster to top-quality steaks and a wide range of seafoods, in addition to the outstanding Italian menu. The restaurant stayed in operation under the Panisetti family until Joseph, the remaining brother, retired in April 1979 due to ill health. The business was acquired by new ownership and operated until April 1986, when the landmark restaurant closed its doors permanently.